Vice President Joe Biden kicked Congressman Paul Ryan's ass. It's that simple. Last night's vice presidential debate featured the 69-year-old seasoned, almost Secretary of State vice president against a 42-year-old seven-term congressperson who sounded like a freshman congressperson, if that. Paul Ryan was clearly out of his league. Now, those people who criticize Joe Biden criticize him for interrupting. The bottom line is this. Joe Biden is a seasoned government official, an elected official, who has been at the height of power, ran for president twice, knows the game, understands around the world how decisions are made, knows every major player around the world. Okay? So he's going to get upset when he hears someone like a Paul Ryan come off as if he is the high school student body president talking to the superintendent of the school, who's Joe Biden. He's going to get testy. I don't blame Joe for getting testy. I give him points for getting testy, especially since others gave Mitt Romney points for basically interrupting and being aggressive in the last debate. You can't have it one way and then the other, although I say the first debate was a strategic decision on President Obama's part. Back to the point about last night's debate, vice presidential debate. The simple fact of the matter is this, that when you have a person who says, on the part of Paul Ryan, well, how do you know when it's time to go to war? Well, we'll know it when we know it's appropriate for the American people to keep them safe. As opposed to Joe Biden's seasoned facts matter answer, which is this. You take up a meeting with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and they let you know when it's time to go to war. This is a guy who understands how government works. It is purely shameful for a person like Paul Ryan, who's been in Congress for 7 terms, not to know how his own government works. And on top of that, he being Paul Ryan, is not the kind of congressperson like Charlie Wilson, the late Charlie Wilson of Texas, who helped engineer a strengthened Afghanistan against the Soviet Union approximately 23 years ago, I believe. So you don't have that kind of person in Paul Ryan, and yet someone says he's proven he's got what it takes to be in the big chair. Someone said that on the Morning Joe. That person does not know what they're talking about. Doesn't at all. Not at all. Meanwhile, did Joe Biden strengthen the Democratic cause? For those who thought it was weak, yes. For me, I knew Joe was going to do it all the time. Comes as no surprise to me. But something else, too, that I thought Paul Ryan misstepped on. You don't use the tragedy of a constituent to score political points, as Paul Ryan did. Joe Biden has had his own tragedy. In fact, I know this firsthand because he talked about his tragedy when he was answering my CNN YouTube Democratic debates question back in 2007. So the bottom line is, for Paul Ryan to do that, it was a major fail. In fact, his debate performance, someone say he held serve, I don't think he did all that well. But frankly speaking, he was outclassed. That's simple.